Chris Haynes with your Haynes Brief for today. I was told that weeks ago, Mike Budenholzer called his star guard Devin Booker into his office to issue a complaint. And that complaint, I'm told, was that Booker was being too vocal on the court and during
Being too vocal.
timeout huddles. He implored his star guard to tone it down to allow for the coach's voice to be heard. This completely shocked Booker, I was told. Now,
Nah, this is crazy. Yo, what's going on in Phoenix? These guys can't buy a single win. But did you guys see that report from Chris Haynes? Let's dive into this. All right, so I think it was a day ago. There were reports that came out saying that Mike Budenholzer told Devin Booker to tone it down in a private meeting. Right now, when I initially saw these reports, I was like, "Oh man, this is." Can you imagine telling your star player, who normally star players are very vocal in the huddles, between timeouts, in practice, and the reports are saying that Budenholzer allegedly told Devin Booker to tone it down. So it says the Phoenix Suns are caught in a downward spiral, yada yada yada. Mike Budenholzer reportedly made it much worse, according to Chris Haynes. Bud had a meeting with Devin Booker where he told him to tone it down, and I think there's an actual video of this. All right, here we go.
Chris Haynes with your Haynes Brief for today. I was told that weeks ago, Mike Budenholzer called his star guard Devin Booker into his office to issue a complaint. And that complaint, I'm told, was that Booker was being too vocal on the court and during
Being too vocal.
timeout huddles. He implored his star guard to tone it down to allow for the coach's voice to be heard. This completely shocked Booker, I was told. Now,
Nah, this is crazy.
after the Suns lost Thursday to the Pelicans, which saw them lose their 10th game in the last 12, Booker spoke publicly about how the lack of communication is hurting the team.
It could be fixed with just a little bit more talking, I say. Things get tough. We get quiet as a team, and from my experience and what I've seen, that's not the way to get through it. Skipping over the details and always.
I'm not gonna lie, skipping over the details is like a term Booker always uses whenever the Phoenix Suns lose a game, or
taking the get them next game mentality.
But he's not lying though. He's not lying.
At some point, you got to draw a line, and should have been drawn a long time ago. I'd rather two people say the wrong thing to each other out there than nobody talk at all and leave the gray area. So it's like any job or any group project that you do, you have to do it together. Yeah, I always look at myself first, but I also talk a lot.
I wonder if that was a response to Budenholzer. Probably was. But nah, man, it sucks because I remember when KD first signed with Phoenix Suns, and everybody, the whole narrative was, this team is scary, and it sucks to see how you have 3 Hall of Famers essentially, and as of today, let's see, what's the record? As of today, they're 11th in the Western Conference. Pretty disappointing for a team that has 3 max players, and it's unfortunate. But initially, when these reports came out surrounding Budenholzer allegedly telling Booker to tone it down, people were calling for Budenholzer's job. But it looks like Budenholzer responded to those reports. All right, so it says Suns Mike Budenholzer responds to reports that he told Devin Booker to tone it down. It says on Friday, Chris Haynes reported that Phoenix Suns Mike Budenholzer called star Devin Booker into a meeting a few weeks ago and asked Booker to tone it down, to tone down how vocal he is on the court and during timeouts, which reportedly shocked Booker. Booker has been with the Suns for nearly a decade and is known to be a vocal leader for Phoenix. Haynes' report notably came after Booker was critical of the Suns in their loss to the New Orleans Pelicans on Thursday. The Suns would rebound from that performance with a 125-108 win over the Pelicans on Friday. After the game, Budenholzer responded to the report from Haynes. Quote from Budenholzer: "Devin and I have lots of conversations. I think it's super healthy. Internally, some of this stuff have been shared with me. Usually I'm naive or in a cave, but Devin's care factor is off the charts. Devin always starts with himself. He's always pushing all of us to be better. Devin's awesome, and his communication is awesome. His style is great." Now, this is cool and all, right? But one thing I noticed here is Budenholzer didn't deny the reports. I think that's something important to think about. Quote: "I get it. I understand. I don't have a lot more to say," Budenholzer continued. "There's conversations that Devin and I have all the time, and I'm good with those conversations. We don't always agree on everything, but I think he actually appreciates it, and I appreciate it." Budenholzer did not overtly deny Haynes' report, but did say of Booker he's very vocal, and that's a good thing. Now, this could be Budenholzer trying to save face because listen, man. If your coach is telling, if there's something going on that we probably don't know, because it's very clear that the Phoenix Suns are not on the same page. Check this out, guys. So, especially Kevin Durant. Look at this.
Devin Booker defensively. Durant working on Kane. Tangled up.
KD looks fed up, bro. Like, and it's just there's something going on with this team internally that maybe hasn't been put out to the public, because a team with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal, on paper, that's a top 5 team at least, right? But they're 11th in the Western Conference. And with this report coming out, it's very weird to me that, one, Budenholzer didn't deny it, and two, Devin Booker is clearly critical of his coach. Those comments were clearly made to Budenholzer. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this.